Oh, burp. 35192 to send me a text. AlanCoxShow.com if you want to watch live. Thank you to Hank Skiving for helping out back there. Proud, what'd you say? He's Finnish, Norwegian, something.
He's finished after today.
Oh.
One and done.
Yeah, one and done. Well, that's how we like to do all of them.
Yeah.
And, of course, you'll see, if you're watching the live stream there, you'll see Leslie's brand new ghost bag rendering. Ready to watch you gobble your turkey meat. So thanks for that. It makes me a little uncomfortable how cute she makes Ghost Bag look.
I think that's part of the charm.
That is part of the charm.
Sure. Ghost Bag is adorable.
There you go. Well, she certainly rendered him that way, you know. Who knows?
Little creep.
She was sending me sketches as she was going because Leslie and I are
Drafts.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the amount of joy she gets from drawing Ghost Bag, like the amount of giggling she does while she does it is so adorable.
Oh, you got to love your work.
Mm-hmm.
Cavaliers are off tonight. They did beat the Hawks last night, though. 114-102 was the final here at home. They got one more at home before they hit the road for a few. They'll play the Portland Trailblazers tomorrow night. 7 o'clock is the tip-off here on MMS. So 6:30 is when that pregame begins. For the remainder of the month, you can use the promo code PUMPKIN for 20% off at CLE Clothing Company, by the way. And they have everything from retro Buzzard merch to get online and look, because it would be ridiculous for me to try to encapsulate everything they've got. But they got a lot, and you can take 20% off the top with the promo code PUMPKIN. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio from outside Ohio, I like to find out where people are. So let me know where you do that. Ziggy listens to us in San Antonio. Dennis is in Elk River, Minnesota. Caleb listens in Louisville, Kentucky. Kevin is out in Frederick, Colorado. And we have about 30 bureau chiefs in the great state of Arizona. We've got Claude in Surprise, Arizona, and Brandon in Glendale. Caitlin's in Prescott, Arizona. And they're running out of water. And this is not a new thing, obviously, but I was reading a thing that there are...
That's what deserts are known for.
It is, yes. That there are going to be hundreds of residents in Arizona who, by the end of the year, will not have water coming out of their faucets. Scottsdale, Arizona, is no longer going to allow trucking companies to haul water to a town called Rio Verde Foothills. It's a desert community. And there are a lot of people who, when that happens, are going to turn on their taps, and there's going to be nothing coming out.
Ugh.
So it's going to be really ugly, said a woman who lives there, and terrible for all of our homeowners. Some of us will borrow water from a friend's well, but others will have to pay a water hauler. Now, this might be the business to get into, the water hauler. You know, we talk about how the Great Lakes region might be the last, we might be the last ones standing in the wake of all this extreme weather. And the notion that people would come and try to drain our Great Lakes so that they can haul water to more arid parts of the country makes people a little upset. Guys, it does now. I'm just hauling water out to Rio Verde foothills.
These dummies don't understand that they live in a desert.
Yeah, the old Sam Kinison bit. Of course, he was talking about Africa, but you could easily apply it now to what's going on over here. So imagine you just wake up one day, and it's like it's on the horizon. Like, you know it's coming. You don't just wake up. It's not like you're in Flint, Michigan, and you woke up one day and your water was either flammable or it would kill you or, you know, something. It's dark brown. You just turn on the tap and nothing comes out. And again, maybe don't live in the foothills. I don't know. But it's outside Scottsdale. And you know, Poundcake talks about this all the time. That's why he loves Scottsdale, because it's a very affluent community. You know, Scottsdale ain't going to put up with that. All those rich people in Scottsdale, They're not gonna turn on their taps and no water comes out. They're gonna make sure they get theirs before anybody else gets theirs. You best believe. So there's about 2,200 homes in this town, and they don't have their own water system. So they either get their water from private wells, who served with my father in Vietnam.
Poundcake, how many is 2,200 in thousands?
2,200.
Boom.
I'm
trying to boost them up.
How many is it in thousands? I like that. That was pretty good.
2,200 in thousands.
Not tens.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many hundreds is 2,200 homes?
Well, it's 2,200.
You did it.
How many tens is it, though? Mary, that's for you.
220.
220
We're
tens.
killing it. Wow.
How do you say it, though?
220 tens.
Yeah, she did it.
2,200
tens.
2,200 rolls, like we use that term all the time, but no one ever says 220 tens.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds like there's 200 and there's 220 tens.
Mm-hmm. How many single homes is that, Poundcake?
200. Wait, 2,000 and wait. How many homes is what?
2,200 homes. How many is that in single homes?
2,200.
Stupid.
I just wanted to make sure that you were as good at math as I am.
I'm not.
How many fives is it?
Oh God, I don't know.
40. 44?
Did someone say
He's right. He
40?
does not know.
No, I said 440. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
445s.
No.
445s. Yeah. How many 22s? So they, Scottsdale has told the Rio Verde that their water supply is going to start being limited. And so one of these days they are going to turn on their taps and nothing will come out. People who live there say, we don't know how this issue could have dragged on so long without a resolution, as though they have no idea how things work in Arizona. But that's going to be happening very soon. So for our bureau chiefs who are out that way,
goodbye, Earth.
it was a good run. You might have seen photos, by the way, of barges on the Mississippi River that can't move because the Mississippi River is so low. You know, they were talking about
How low is it?
it's so low that the barges can't move and get water to Rio Verde foothills in Arizona. The Port of Rosedale along the Mississippi River, down there before you hit the Gulf, there's just barges sitting there because the Mississippi River banks, the river's drying up. And, you know, all around the world when this happens, the earth reveals itself to you. And so at the poles, there's going to be all kinds of pathogens that are probably going to come out of glaciers and things like that. Things that we have no idea how to deal with.
Definitely aliens.
Aliens will come out. I'm looking forward to that.
Definitely gonna be some
They will tell us how and when they made us in their own image.
I think it's going to be more like the Thing type aliens that's going to make reproductions of us and take over. Through
Yeah,
that
I mean,
kind of situation.
I think we reflexively go to it's going to be terrible and awful. But what if great things come out? What if there's like a natural antibiotic that comes out of the earth? What if something super, super helpful comes out of the ice?
That'd be nice.
Alongside a giant killer alien. I mean, you know, you take the rough with the smooth.
Yeah.
Like Brendan Fraser. That's
Just
not
like
right.
Brendan Fraser. Oh, Encino Man.
Encino Man.
Yeah.
It was a stretch.
I got it.
Hey, as long as you're bringing up Brendan Fraser, I'm happy. I did a little Brendan Fraser movie weekend.
Are you going to go see The Whale?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am going to see that, even though I know
That looks
it's
like a real Kleenex.
going to destroy me.
Brendan Fraser made me realize I was gay.
Really? The Mummy Brendan Fraser or Encino Man or what?
George of the Jungle, Brendan.
George
Fraser.
of the Jungle.
George
Wasn't Leslie Mann the female lead in that?
Yeah.
Apatow's
She's
wife?
Jane.
Thomas Hayden Church was the villain.
Wow.
Yeah, the Mummy helped too.
But he was just cut in George of the Jungle. Like in The Mummy, he
got
he
shredded
doesn't
for
really
that
do
movie.
any like
He's not shirtless.
shirtless scenes, but in George of the Jungle, it's
He's-
ridiculous.
yeah. I was like,
He's
he's-
only wearing that little
Loincloth.
loincloth.
He's all
Wait.
tan and his long hair.
What's that guy's name? Is it Shooter McGavin?
No,
That's-
Thomas Hayden Church. That's
From Wings. He was Lloyd on Wings, or what was his
I
name?
thought he was the bad guy in George of the Jungle.
no. You're thinking of Christopher McDonald.
That's
Yeah,
Shooter
he
McGavin.
wasn't in that?
yeah.
No, he wasn't. If
Are
he
you sure?
was, he might have been in it, but he wasn't the guy that was dating Leslie Mann. That's
Thomas Hayden Church was in George of the Jungle.
Yeah.
I remember Shooter McGavin in some movie where they're searching for a white ape because he's like that sounds like a drink. Like they're walking through the jungle. He's like
Yeah,
give me
that's
a black
Thomas Hayden
Russian and
Church
a
that
white
says
ape.
that.
That's him?
Yeah.
I thought that was wow.
We
Huh.
watch that movie all the time. I know that
Okay,
movie
so
pretty well.
all right. I don't know why I thought that was the other guy.
Brendan Fraser did an interview to promote The Whale with GQ, and they posted a video of him talking about all his iconic roles like George of the Jungle and
Nut Job.
Mummy. Nut Job did not make the list.
What about
Neither
Blast
did-
in the Past? I love that
I
movie.
love that. That's one of the ones I watched this weekend. He didn't talk about that one, but he talked about School Ties, and I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, where he's the
movie.
Jewish kid.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that movie is really good.
Yep.
And it's got
Matt Damon.
and Chris O'Donnell and Ben Affleck's in it. Like it's a really good cast, and it's really like sadly just as important to watch
Oh,
today.
yeah. Anti-Semitism.
Yeah, that's not going away.
But he was in that Bedazzled remake with Elizabeth Hurley.
That was
I
fantastic.
loved that movie.
Monkey Bone.
Yeah, he's got a great career, but then he went away.
Airheads?
But Airheads is one of my favorites. Too.
Airheads.
Airheads rule.
Forgot about
Stupid.
Airheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go.
They didn't make you watch
Chaz
that in radio
Darby.
school?
Huh?
They didn't make you watch that in radio school?
Radio.
What's
I didn't go to
doing-
radio school.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know
No.
what you did.
What
I
if that's
did.
it was required viewing for our yearly training.
Yeah,
where we
that's
gotta
right.
do the-
Yeah.
You guys have to watch Airheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's such an accurate representation of radio. Even back then, it wasn't an accurate representation. Ian the
You have-
Shark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to watch Airheads and Joe Dirt. to
Yeah, you got
study how
Joe
to do
Dirt,
radio.
Airheads, Talk Radio with Eric Bogosian. Where he's in a studio the size of a football field. Very
This is how you-
accurate.
How you interview janitors and don't let it get taken over by a band.
Yep.
Those are your only two goals in radio.
That's right.
The Joe Dirt one is something that can happen though, like where you just get some weirdo that comes in and all of a sudden you got a great couple of episodes.
Sure. Jeff Bridges in The Fisher King. That was another one. He's like in a penthouse studio doing his shit. Hey, everybody.
Just-
Hey, I'm a shock jock.
Just the whole show Frasier.
Yeah.
Frasier was actually the most accurate represent. Not his income, I should say. No, he's a Seattle penthouse. But the station was by far the most accurate representation of radio, was Frasier.
Frasier over news radio.
Yeah. News radio. Yeah. Anywho.
But Phil Hartman's character from news radio might be the most accurate portrayal of someone in radio.
Well, he was a newsman. He was
Yes.
one of the anchors, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. What was his name on news radio?
I don't remember, but
He was Bill McNeil.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was very funny.
And of course, Joe Rogan. I don't think that guy ever did anything else. I
No,
don't
he
hear much
kinda went
about Joe
away.
Rogan.
The
Yeah.
Fear Factor guy?
Oh, he did
Oh,
do
well,
Fear
he did
Factor.
do that
That's
too.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I
That
think,
was
I think that was it.
That was all.
Anywho, but I mentioned the Mississippi River because, when these things revealed themselves, a guy found a jaw fragment from an ancient lion species that went extinct thousands of years ago. The American lion.
Whoa.
Lions obviously are not indigenous to this continent. They went
Huh.
extinct about 11 million years ago. And he found in the banks of the mighty Mississippi, found a jawbone from a lion. Because but back then, they were like way, way bigger. And so this lion was probably the size of I don't know.
Volkswagen GTI.
Volkswagen GTI. Yeah, that's that's right.
Where
Maybe
would someone get one of those?
maybe an Atlas, probably
Yeah.
the size of a 2023 Atlas. That's why when I was out at Classic VW out there in Menor, I said, "Oh, can I get inside one of those giant steel lions?" And they looked at me quizzically because they had no idea what I was talking about. So anyway, no water in Arizona, and lion jaws are coming out of the earth too. So it's fun for them.
Goodbye, Earth.
Oh, and Kanye's back on Twitter. So I mean, it's all coming together. It's all making for a lot of fun. And,
But he's probably playing nice. He's probably learned his lesson.
I don't know what
right?
he's doing.
I don't either.
I just saw that
He
he was
tweeted
back.
shalom was his first tweet.
Oh, jeez.
Huh.
Unless that was fake, but I'm pretty sure that I saw that on actual Twitter. Oh, I check in once a day just to see what the
Me
drama
too.
is. Yeah, and then I'm like, oh.
Because the last thing I seen he was gonna post, it was about Scooter, and I was like, what about Scooter? What does Scooter do? I want to know.
Well, I saw he told them to stop building that Malibu beach house because he needs to figure out his finances. Yeah. He's building another one of those concrete monstrosities. Looks like a
Small.
It looks like it's all concrete. And he was building it on the beach, and then he lost the Adidas gig, and he's like, I need everybody to stop working on this house.
But let's not say that he's broke. Like, he went from
Nobody's
being
saying
a
he's-
billionaire to a 500 millionaire. Like,
That's losing 50% of your net worth. That's no small thing. No, nobody's suggesting he's broke, but when you spend money the way, like water, imagine, I always think of these super rich guys where there's a reversal of fortune or whatever, and you end up stopping construction on a massive house. So it's unlikely that somebody else is going to, I mean, I guess somebody could come along and scoop it up, but then you got to retrofit this concrete abomination. You know,
Turn
other
it
people
into
are, huh?
Turn it into a paintball field.
Oh yeah, that's a great use of it. Of that $100 million
Malibu beachfront property. Everybody come out to Malibu beachfront paintball,
If
formerly
it's already-
Kanye's
Yes,
house.
each session costs $75,000.
Yep.
It's for rich kids. It's for Malibu rich kids. You want to come play paintball in?
across from the beach?
Yeah, on the beach. Screw it. Because paintball fields are already like that. They're like half broken houses and cars and stuff. So just take all of the rich people's stuff they can't afford anymore and turn it into a paintball field.
I always find it fascinating when you're in like a, I guess not necessarily a rich neighborhood, but like you look to the left and there's all like these beach homes like right on the lake, and then right across the street is just normal homes. I'm just like, how do you deal with that? Does that bring down the property value? Like,
It's like Bradnell.
Well, Bratnaw
Across
is
the street is like that Glenview neighborhood or whatever.
But no, Bratnaw itself is a neighborhood, and all the people in that neighborhood probably have like similar houses. But then Bratnaw itself, across the street from that, those are just all the homes kind of look alike, and they all cost the same.
That's kind of how it is on Lake in parts of Westlake and Bay.
That's what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
you have like
Avon, yeah.
really, you have like $1 million homes, and then you get like a $125,000 home, which is nothing to scoff at. But
I was going to my friends in Akron the other day. He lives in Bath, and they have all those developments that are just these giant homes.
huge homes.
And I know my friend does pretty well, but I was like driving through these developments, and I'm like, dude, how well are you doing? And then I get to the place he's staying, and it's just like
regular.
But I was for a second, I was like, maybe I'm not going to pay him for these shoes.
Maybe he's cheating on his taxes.
Hey, Randy.
Hello, Alan. You were talking about Airheads and talk radio and so forth, films that depicted working in radio, and you mentioned Frasier. Did you ever get to watch any reruns, or for that matter, first run of KRP in Cincinnati?
Yeah, of course. Johnny Fever.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was hoping you'd say that. I have the DVD set, and I'm about to show the infamous Thanksgiving episode to a friend of mine who's never seen it. And I was just wondering your thoughts on that show in general, and how accurate, or just any thoughts or remembrances of that great show.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was,
one of my favorites.
I think you're right. It was kind of, it was representative enough, like physically, of how, the studios were real small. And yeah, I mean, I like KRP. It was silly. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, because I don't know how much you knew about the background, but the show's creator, Hugh Wilson, worked on radio in Atlanta, and that was the original inspiration for the show. Like, based on things he experienced and stories he heard from friends and colleagues who worked on the radio. And it would just be interesting to, hear perspectives, like somebody like yourself who actually has worked in radio, because I've never worked in radio, but just a big fan of that show and longtime radio listener.
Yeah,
So-
I like the show. I mean, Tim Reed, the guy that played Venus Flytrap, his story, I think, is more interesting because he and a comedian named Tom Dreesen, Chicago comedian way back, they were the first interracial comedy duo. Tim and Tom were the first interracial comedy duo. And Dreesen kept doing stand-up, and Tim Reed became an actor, and he ended up being Venus Flytrap and the whole thing. But thank you, Randy. It's Randy! Take a break. If you want to text 35192, I will have those passes for you coming back for next summer when the Cleveland Orchestra is going to be performing a series of shows out at Blossom, accompanying some classic films. I'll have the passes for you to see them when Jurassic Park plays out there. So we'll do that right after the break. 35192 to text, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
Everywhere on our free